In West Queen West, mental health facilities have been here in one form or another for more than 170 years. This wall serves as a painful reminder of the past. But with the buildings and land behind me lies a new approach to care.
Without knowing the history, this mid-1800s building appears stately, but within its walls, the experience was anything but for many.
I think many patients weren't treated with the dignity and respect they should have been treated with. A lot of it was about warehousing people, keeping them out of the streets.
The Center for Addiction and Mental Health psychiatrist Dr. David Greatzer reflecting on what he called abuses at what was then referred to as a lunatic asylum. Some of the patients were even forced to build
a wall to keep people out, but also a wall to keep people in.
But as he notes for context, the first antipsychotic medication wasn't created until a century after opening.
My colleagues who worked here at the time, many of them meant very well. The first superintendent actually lived on the grounds with his family, in part because he wanted to show his commitment to the people who lived here.
For more than 170 years, this roughly 27-acre property near Ossington and Queen has had a role to play for mental health. As we entered this century, a push to bring together 4 different entities dealing with clinical and substance abuse treatment and research as one.
At the time, this was pretty dramatic stuff, right? Their philosophies were different, their approaches were different.
This organization strives to be part of West Queen West. The Out of the World Cafe, for instance, provides experience to people with addiction or mental health issues.
This is so different than those old asylum days when literally it was walled off. We're part of the city. The people in the city come here.
But despite trying to foster inclusiveness, staff do see misconceptions about the clients treated in inpatient units.
People with severe, persistent mental illness are much more likely to be victims of violence than perpetrators.
Sometimes you might hear about so-called elopees, people in contact with the criminal justice system, but who might be late after being issued a day pass, countering notices occasionally issued by police.
Maybe it enhances stigma rather than decreases stigma over time. I work here, I feel safe here. These are our brothers, these are our uncles and our children, and they have mental health problems and they're getting care.
Looking to the future at this massive complex, further redevelopment of existing buildings, and the addition of more research facilities throughout the next decade.
It wasn't that long ago where we had a few cement blocks and they were frankly not very pleasant. What a contrast from just a few years ago, and the best days of CAMH lie in her future.
To learn more about CAMH, head to citynews.ca. In West Queen West, Nick Westoll, City News.